There were 19 hijackers on 9/11, and of those 19, 15 came from Saudi Arabia. Ever since the day of those attacks, the family members of some of the victims have been pursuing financial compensation from the government of Saudi Arabia. But one of the biggest obstacles to that compensation was FBI Director and now Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. It's an important but not often told story we want to bring you tonight. Kathy Owens lost her husband on 9/11. Jim Kreidler is her attorney. They both join us tonight. Thanks very much, both of you, for coming on.
Thank you.
So first to you, Kathy. Tell us how you believe Robert Mueller has stood in the way of receiving compensation from the Saudi government.
Well, ever since 9/11, almost immediately after, the Department of Justice, which was at that time, he was the FBI director, they've covered up and stifled the investigation into who was responsible for supporting the hijackers.
Why would they do that, do you think?
You know, I think there's probably a variety of reasons. Maybe, you know, everyone has a different reason, and they all came together in a perfect storm for a cover-up. I won't know until we see all of the documents that are still being unnecessarily classified.
Yeah.
So, Jim, the suspicion that the Saudi government played some role in the attacks is long-standing.
Yeah,
I don't want to relitigate it here, but I'm just trying to get to the nub of Mueller's involvement in this. What role did he play?
So, from the moment of 9/11, President Bush's focus was on Iraq and Saddam Hussein.
Right.
And he didn't want to hear about Saudi Arabia's role. Saudi Arabia was an ally in the war against Iraq and a supporter the president was good friends with the Saudi ambassador, who, by the way, he and his wife gave $25,000 to one of the government agents who were helping Hazmi and Midhar, the two terrorists. So, you know, there is this huge body of evidence that Saudi government officials prepared for the hijackers' arrival, helped them, got them money, English lessons, safe houses and apartments, and provided the aid without which it would have been impossible, according to the FBI agents who were working the case, for the terrorists to succeed. And President Bush and Director Mueller, instead of furthering that effort to find the whole story, quashed it. Interrogations were shut down. Documents have been kept secret. And that was continued by President Obama and by then Director Comey, in President Obama's case, largely to accommodate his desire to see the Iran nuclear deal passed.
That's right.
And the reason we are here, and our plea, the family's plea to President Trump, is to declassify the documents. There is no reason for thousands of documents that reveal both the Saudi role and our own government's cover-up for 17 years to be kept secret. And
well,
it's
on that, I fervently
today.
agree with you. Right, and in the darkness, all kinds of theories flower, and so it's best to know. And I agree with you completely, and I wish you both success in that. Kathy, you too, thank you for joining us, both of you, tonight.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Tucker.
it. Well, a school in New York City has got caught trying to turn back the clock on civil rights and school segregation.